Welcome to Debate of the Week, ladies and gentlemen. This is on Daniel Bryan. What's next for Bryan? I'm just going to put it, I think, in that kind of a title context. Well, if you saw Raw, Daniel finally showed himself, and he said simply that he had MRIs again, and they said he has to go back out again. So he surrendered his title and did a very nice speech that everyone loved. Admittedly, I will say this because I didn't say it in my Raw review. When you look at Daniel Bryan and the crowd in Cincinnati, Ohio, when you look at it, they were not cheering that much at first. They felt kind of monotone. By the end of it, they did cheer loudly. But to be honest, I think some of the steam that he once had has been lost. Because, let's be honest here, and I'm not against Daniel Bryan, but I'm going to be honest. Daniel had his chance months ago to really be somewhere in WWE, but he got hurt, and he had to go away for a while. And instead of the WWE letting him stay out a little longer than he needed to, let him stay out until after WrestleMania, they brought him back before WrestleMania. They let him lose at Royal Rumble, not make it to the end, and then they had to have him with a match between him and Roman Reigns, which, even though everyone loved it, I truly believed it was not the right time for him. He should have never been interjected into Roman Reigns' time against Brock Lesnar. He should have never been allowed to go into the Royal Rumble and then get thrown out within about 2 to 3 minutes. Well, maybe 5 minutes. I believe between 3 to 5 minutes by a Bray Wyatt, I believe, is the one who threw his ass out. I believe it would have been better for him to come back well after WrestleMania and then start rebuilding himself from there. I really believed he needed more time, not just to recover, but to really build his character up, because I felt his character was truly lacking. Because the way everyone was acting online and in the fans who are in the buildings were saying not only is he the best thing in sliced bread, he should be dominant. Well, think about it for a minute. If he was dominant, he'd be a John Cena, which I'll be doing a debate of the week after this about him as well. But if you really think about it, Daniel Bryan is an underdog. You do not package an underdog as a dominant, bigger-than-life person like that. I really believe he needed to be built up gradually over a year's period to get back into the title scene, so when he finally is there, the crowd would go nuts for him. Even the people who weren't fully invested in him and wasn't buying his merchandise at all, if they had built him properly over a year's period, in 2016, if he was brought back in May, let's say this May he was brought back, if he was built all the way up by the time of WrestleMania 32, he would have been much better of a character, and also he would have had more time to, if he still needed time to recover because of his neck, it would have been better for him. Because I really believe they rushed him back too soon, and he had no character to work from. That's just what I believe about. Now, what's next for him? Well, since he's going to be out, he's physically not going to be able to compete in the ring. But it does not mean he can't still be part of Raw or SmackDown. What I believe is this. If he's given the same treatment, if his injury, once they find that it is recoverable eventually, why not give him the Steve Austin treatment? Because he can still perform, but behind the scenes and through the camera. He can't have any injuries. He can't fight, but who says he can't still perform and be a great talent in that respect? Steve was a very large-in-life character, but he was more large-in-life as a wrestler. He had to learn, after he couldn't really perform anymore, how to do other stuff, which he did, and he did it great. And when he was physically capable to get back in the ring, he did. This is what Daniel Bryan has to do. And now that he's going to be on Tough Enough, as I believe one of the judges, it actually will work perfectly for him. Let him go to Tough Enough, which they'll be filming if they haven't filmed it already. And then, after he finishes Tough Enough, let him come back, and why not Mr. McMahon himself, who believes he's worth something, make it possible for him to become the general manager of either SmackDown or Raw for that matter. Let him become a general manager. Let him work in that capacity. And let him be behind the scenes until possibly he's able to recover. And let's be honest here. Let's say he can't recover. Let's say he can never wrestle again. It does not mean he doesn't have enough steam that he couldn't be a manager. He can truly be a manager and manage someone. This will give him a chance to still be on the road with Brie. He won't need to worry about physically being active in the ring anymore. And he could teach the next generation something. Hell, he could be the manager for Sami Zayn. He can be the manager of a Neville. Or better yet, he could be the manager or the director of operations, if you want to call it, on NXT, which is like an independent organization in itself. Because it is a developmental, if he can't really perform and they're not willing to put him on SmackDown, they're not willing to put him on Raw, put him on NXT. You got a couple of other people on NXT, why not put him there? But this is just my feeling about it. What's yours? So I hope you enjoyed the Zane's, this is my debate of the week. Please give me a comment below. Look for my John Cena. It's next. Have a good day and have a good night. Peace out.